unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, we want you.
Ladies and gentlemen, freaks of all ages, welcome to the Three Freak Circus. Step right up as we bring you the strangest sights from the four corners of the internet. Come see it all in our three-ring circus of terror, hauntings, movies, and all things horror. Come one, come all, welcome to the Three Freak Circus. Yeah, that's right, baby. Welcome to the Three Freak Circus, our post-Christmas show. And we got some special shit going on for you today. That's right, we're going to celebrate 500 followers on the Facebook page. Woohoo! Yeah, we're going to talk about all types of creepy stuff. We got our greatest vampire movie of all time. Vote all. Mistress V is going to show you her penis. There's all types of horror, scary stuff, the moving mannequins, and yeah, how about the plumbing of Emily Rose? We're going to talk about that too. Stick around, boys. Let's get freaky. What up, bitches? How y'all doing out there?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right, man. Recovering from the holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Winter Solstice, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa to everybody
all
out
that
there.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And if you're an atheist, happy misery. I mean,
happy you got presents anyway, fuck it.
Yeah, we're stuck in that time zone, between Christmas and New Year's where nobody's really sure what freaking day it is and what's going on. So, I know I'm on a little bit of vacation myself. What was that, V?
I might not even be wearing pants.
That's all. Well, you're going to show us your penis, so this week. Yeah, I'm on fake book vacation. I have a 30-day ban on 2 accounts and on another on 3 accounts, and on another new one I'm not allowed to like other pages anymore. So I hope Zuckerbot enjoys that antitrust lawsuit coming at him from the Federal Trade Commission and the government. So break his ass into a million fucking pieces, send his little robot ass home crying.
Yeah, you're on a first name basis with them now, aren't you?
Well, this has been going on for years. It started back in 2012, probably, when I wrote a few articles about the company, as it were, and they weren't very flattering, and it's been systematic harassment ever since. But it's ridiculous because the shit that I'm getting nailed for, a buddy of mine who's an Italian guy posted a meme about clear Christmas ornaments full of spaghetti, and all I said was fucking Italians, and they hit me with a 30-day ban. And then I shared a picture of my own wife in a sexy Christmas outfit, and she told me she was going to stab me on the thread, and I said, I'm going to stab you back with my dick. And they nailed me with a 30-day ban for that. So,
but not her for saying she was going to stab you in the first place.
No. So
I like how that works.
Maybe we'll get banned today. Who knows?
I'm going to have to try harder, man. I haven't had a Facebook vacation yet.
I
know a lot of people that post a lot of controversial shit, and it doesn't happen to them. So
no.
I have a friend who has to rotate through like 7 accounts because he's always on a ban on at least half of them.
There's probably some fucking ogre looking fucking androgynous fucking green haired hairy armpitted fucking asshole moderator out there that I pissed off about something years ago, and it just has a fucking grudge against me. So
Why you gotta
Probably
be calling me out like that, man?
you're beautiful, baby.
Probably like the whole probation and parole system. Once you're in, they're fucking up your.
Oh
ass.
yeah, yeah. Well, and those guys follow my shit too, or used to. So I had a big fat background check though, done like a real in depth one, and I didn't pop on any fucking watch lists or anything like that. Believe it or not.
Nice.
So,
With what you do, for a living, I would think you would know.
well, the smart people out there know that I'm just full of shit and talk a lot. So not like maybe it's all part of my cover.
Undercover brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
investigating mothers.
So what we got going on this week, kids? Hey, I heard a rumor.
What's that?
We now have 500 followers on our Facebook page.
We do. Yep.
Wow.
500 followers, 482 likes.
And they're real people. They're not bot likes or anything.
They're not
like that.
bot. They're not bot likes. They're not paid for. It's organic and genuine. And I notice our show does. We don't get a ton of live viewers when we first do the show, but our shows continually get watches after the fact. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool considering it's just the three of us sitting here bullshitting for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are most podcasts are, and the ones that are talking about quote unquote relevant, timely issues and politics and stuff like that, they're super boring. I don't know if you've ever listened to a vegan podcast or a health food podcast or something that was just pure politics, like off of NPR, but it's so boring. And it's like I look at guys like Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and just think, look at what these guys do and the shit that Theo Vaughn's fucking talks about crazy shit, and it's hilarious. And they do pretty well. So if I'm a wannabe about anything, I want to be like, I'd rather be like them on our podcast than.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan.
I'll have to say I have never listened to him once.
Dude, I'll share some stuff with you after the show. You'll love it.
I like who he is as a human, like not just. I like this actor because they take these cool roles or whatever. Like I like Joe Rogan for the human he is.
Yeah, well, and the guests he's able to get on and the different stuff that they talk about, it's something to aspire to. I think.
Hell yeah.
But no, we got the 500th follower. We have. I'm going to be talking about I have the updated greatest vampire movie of all time vote off bracket set up. Want to share. I've been sharing it thoroughly with as many people as I can. It's called the Pantry Ghost documentary, and it might be kind of a little bit of a silly name, but if you see it, it's gonna fuck with you. It's gonna make you question some things. It's one of the best documented hauntings and apparitions ever caught, arguably the best. And got some info about the paranormal stuff that happened around the filming of the exorcism of Emily Rose and the real case behind that. And he does. They had Dave Chappelle on not too long ago.
Right. That's awesome.
Psychotron is a wannabe neo-Nazi Adam Sandler.
Nice. Thanks, Anton.
Well, Antone Andrade, you should know that, you fucking half Portuguese wannabe Mexican greaser. Oh, and he's also my brother, so. Brothers from a different father.
Ah.
His pops was a good man, though. died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma from Agent Orange exposure in Vietnam, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you know you're probably going to get our show banned now.
oh well, he called me a neo-Nazi, Adam Sandler, first, so
Yeah, he did.
I hope
Yeah.
we don't get
What you're saying is Sandler's coming after us.
banned. Mom, she did, or she didn't even make money for it.
Big round of applause for Mom.
Girl, if you get paid, you're a hoe if you don't.
Well, if anybody knows about the clap, it would be her.
Wow.
So, well, it was nice having a podcast with you guys.
Yeah.
I just,
Awesome.
I am what I am.
We'll keep you.
Can't change my stripes. But yeah, got a lot of cool paranormal stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. I got one I want to talk about.
What
This is, I think actually you shared this and I picked up on it. It's about that John Lawson house. You guys
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
it seemed pretty interesting.
It did until I did some more research. Things are not, as a lot of times in the paranormal world, quite what they seem. But the little background on it, the John Lawson house is named as one of the creepiest places to visit in America, known to people because it's a collection of mannequins which are said to change their positions of their own accord on their porch. Now, this took place over a 10-year period. The house itself was built around 1840s. It's in New Hamburg. Is that Pennsylvania? Nobody seems to know originally who owned it. Over the years, it's faced numerous tragedies, such as in February of 1871, a 25-car freight train derailed. And when that happened, an oncoming passenger train hit the derailed freight train, causing 22 people to lose their lives. Now, the bridge that accident happened is only 200 feet away from the house, and it collapsed. There was this huge raging fire because the freight train contained a lot of oil and other flammable substances. The whole site was, extremely dangerous. This house remained untouched. And then 6 years later, in 1877, another fire occurred in the area. Every single building in the block was destroyed, burned to the ground, except for the Lawson house. Nice.
Her makeup was late today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll probably get yanked for that. But thanks, babe.
I haven't got a notification yet, so we're doing okay. From the early 2000s until later in 2016, mannequins started to appear on the front porch of this house. And I did grab a picture of that somewhere, and I bet I ain't going to be able to find it. Because now, that's how I roll.
Because now we're banned.
Because not yet. We're still doing okay.
We have the most watchers right now we've ever had. Calm down.
Look at 7 whole people. Wow.
It's
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty good though.
It is. That's real good for us.
It's definitely increasing on our live feeds for sure.
Yeah. Yep, and I pulled a picture for this thing and I can't find it. Anyway, so back to the story. Where'd you guys go? There you are. So these mannequins would show up and they would often change positions, wigs, clothes. Nobody ever saw anybody doing it. If it rained, the mannequins would disappear as quick as they appeared. Again, not a soul saw them moving. Many believed the house to be still empty during that time. Neighbors were stating they never saw any lights in the house or anyone come and go. to suggest it was being lived in. However, one neighbor did state that during the night, at times, they had seen a faint light coming through the crack of one of the windows that could suggest somebody was inside, but nobody ever verified it. Most thought it was the ghosts of the 22 people who died in the train crash that had possessed the mannequins, as sometimes all the mannequins would be turned towards where the crash happened, looking sadly back into the past.
How many people did you say died in that train crash?
22. There were not 22 mannequins on the porch. I saw the pictures. Damn it, I wish I could find them. But yeah.
But yeah,
Ooh.
it turned out that they were just when the owners moved, this phenomenon stopped. Is that right?
That's right. It's just so over the years, people dug into the full history of the house, trying to solve the mystery. And records show that the house had been bought by two people between 2003 and 2015. That's just so happens the years the mannequins were being displayed. Whether they actually lived in the house is unsure, again, because nobody ever saw them coming or going. But as soon as the house was sold, the mannequins stopped. Now,
One could say it was an epidemic of mannequins contaminating everything.
it could have been.
Maybe
Nobody-
Corey Taylor owned the house.
Nobody
What?
ever came forward to admit it or explain why, even after the mannequins vanished. They have not been displayed there since. However, neighbors who have been obsessed with the mystery looked into where the new occupants had moved to, and guess what? The mannequins are there.
But maybe those people are haunted by mannequins.
They have, I am. I got a few hanging out behind me.
I was gonna say it was the ringmaster in the vicinity.
No. I wish I had that many mannequins. You know how much them things cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find like a decent price on mannequin hands and arms for shit.
Yeah.
You know
Good
what's-
luck. I got Stella back there. She's back there somewhere.
Stella!
That's Stella, my blonde back there.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's hot. She's awful skinny. She's like a size negative too.
Do you ever do weird stuff with her?
She's not that flexible.
Like just owning a mannequin's weird stuff. I mean, how are we measuring that shit?
Okay, weirder
Okay,
stuff.
okay. Now Stella was a gift from a friend of my wife. Okay.
Okay.
She actually has her own Facebook page, Stella Dubinsky. We don't update it as much as we should. I apologize for that. But,
She was a fan. So
but she goes on adventures with us when we go to do haunted houses and stuff like that. She rides along. But anyway, poor Stella doesn't have any hands. And I've been trying to find some for years, and there's a lot of different connections and stuff out there. Like I've got a hand, but it's a man hand. It's a lot bigger, and it doesn't fit into her wrist.
Fabricate some funky stuff.
I need to make her some wooden hands like Chubbs had. What was that? Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to make her some Chubbs hands.
it's all in the hips. Tap it on in.
All in the
Tap it,
hips.
tap, tap.
But yeah, so the mannequins did follow the owners. Unfortunately, this one was solved. It kind of takes a little bit of the mystery out of it. But
Debunked.
yeah, like a lot of other things,
It looks like the all of the Facebook monitors have left the podcast.
or are they? Oh, good.
We dropped 3.
staying
That's
focused.
okay. We're still broadcasting. I can see us.
Yeah, I found that story to be really interesting and intriguing, and then once you got into it and it was debunked, I was kind of deflated. But we got some stuff today, like some paranormal stuff today, that's going to creep people out, and especially with the Pantry Ghost documentary. The Pantry Ghost documentary was started because a fella and his wife and family were experiencing. At first, it was just him, and nobody believed him, and just thought he was annoying. He's a little eccentric, real big into meditation, which I don't have a problem with. I think it's great, but his family kind of thought he was a dope, and we're just kind of annoyed with him because he was filming stuff all the time. But well, he caught an image inside. He has a pantry that has a glass door on it, and he caught an image inside of it. And something else that he realized, he was setting up his camera at night and just letting it record. And every night, like clockwork, at 12:34, the pantry door would open by itself. And so he started staying up with the camera and filming it. And he caught what some people say is the best evidence of a full body apparition several times in the paranormal realm. He posted it to social media. It blew up, became this phenomenon, which I was surprised I hadn't heard about until I was looking for spooky documentaries on streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
Had skeptics come out to his house and everything else and interact with this thing. And then he decided he was going to lock the door one night, and he pissed it off. So then he got and his wife and other people finally started realizing, okay, he's not insane or exaggerating. And so after he locked the door, a different apparition made itself apparent. It was different. It was very disturbing. And it was rattling the door, and then it had unlocked the door by itself. And after he pissed it off from locking the door, he thought, well, maybe I'll take the door off. Had another brilliant idea. But this time we took the door off. It's like he opened it up and released it. It was like a crossroads, that pantry, for whatever reason, at 12:34 a.m. When he took the door off, it finally released all of it into his house. And it is pretty intense. And it's called the Pantry Ghost documentary. I've showed it to several people, and I always, you got to kind of twist their arm a little bit. They think the name's a little bit silly, but there's really no other better explanation for it. And we got a clip here, I believe.
Yes, we do.
I know the shit sounds scary to me. Like something's, my snacks are in there.
Exactly.
Somewhere I gotta go to get snacks.
Watch this shit though.
In 2007, we made a discovery searching for the unexplained. Families started uploading videos to the internet, documenting the experiences in their home.
Brianna?
Oh, I'm playing hide and seek.
With who?
The day my dad took the pantry door off was the first night Mabel talked to me.
It was 2 years in that house, and I wanted to know behind the now.
My daughter starts having experiences with her. A lot of strange things start happening.
It started with a number of mysterious occurrences and progressed into what some consider to be the first compelling documentation of a manifested spirit.
Whoa. So,
I think there's some. Oh no, that was the short one. Yeah, it's the manifestation that they catch in the pantry behind. I mean, it comes right up and puts its hands in its face, and it's a little kid.
really?
I mean, right up, and then it fades away. Dude, it's intense. It's and it, like it takes a lot to creep me out, and because I love stuff like this, but I decided to. My wife was out of town, and I decided like at 2:00 in the morning I couldn't sleep, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, and I was like, well, I shouldn't have watched that by myself.
So, have you seen the whole documentary?
I have, and I've had several people that I know view it with me. It's the trailer really doesn't do it justice, but there is some things that are just especially once he starts interacting, he has some skeptics come, and this child apparition puts its face and its hands up and sits there for a minute and then just fades away. Another time you can see the little hands up going like this, and one of the skeptics walks up and puts his hands on the door, and the face just goes zoom and appears, and then pulls back and disappears. They open the door, they clear the pantry out. This
They
thing
sure wasn't a haunted can of beans or something.
Right, exactly. Or like, a gummy bear that mutated. But it was pretty intense, and you have all of these ghost shows, these paranormal themed shows that people do. And sometimes they catch some pretty interesting stuff. A lot of it's fluff and over dramatics and what ifs, but they've never caught anything like what this guy has caught. And it got so bad for him. Him and his wife ended up getting divorced.
Really?
Yeah, the final night that they had already planned on moving, the final night that they're there after he took the pantry door off, they were hearing crying for the last few weeks as they were packing up. They would hear crying almost every night. And it was because this ghost that identified herself as Mabel to the daughter was sad that they were leaving. And he would track down, but it wasn't nice. And the entity that manifested itself after he locked the pantry door before he turned it off, and it was not the little girl, and it was a very sinister, it looked like a silent scream. It's fucking disturbing. And but on the last night, he followed the crying, and he opened the downstairs bathroom door, and in the corner by the bathtub, you just see like a blob of shadow that's darker than anything else. And he was like, "Oh shit!" And he pulls back, and he takes a minute, and then he goes back in and he films, and she's standing right there. I mean, you've got arms, you've got a head, you got these stubby little legs, and they were out that night. They left, went to a hotel, had the movers come the next morning, put the house up for sale, ended up getting divorced over it. Mm-hmm. He had to move. He moved all the way to London because people kept tracking him down and wanted stories. People were coming to his home. And this was the first time when somebody reached out to him that it was actually documented in full, and he agreed to it. But he's so shook by the whole thing that he has his face blurred out and his voice altered. Really? His wife and daughter did it, without alteration. But the daughter still has the connection to the entity, even though they've moved and it's been years, and it was back in 2007. And another thing that happened during this process is the raw footage and the tapes were sent, and the discs were sent to a renowned Hollywood special effects CGI artist that's been doing it for years and years. And he said he cannot find any edit splices, says he cannot find, and he said it actually helped to cement the idea that this is a real phenomenon because it was an older camcorder.
Right.
So the files it's even harder to manipulate as opposed to with new technology. And he said as far as he's concerned and others are concerned, it's 100% authentic.
Wow.
So, it'll get you. It'll creep you out.
So you could find that at pantryghost.com.
It is the Pantry Ghost documentary. You can find it on streaming. I found it on Tubi. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not.
Yeah. We can promote Tubi. They like it.
Yeah, and you can find it. The credit for what we shared goes to Sarami127. But you can find it on streaming networks, and you can also find it on the pantryghost.com. And I mean, it's all over the internet. So
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely do. because it's creepy as hell.
You guys have any? I know it's been a busy week for everybody with the holidays and everything. Anybody have any chance to check out any cool movies this week?
I've just been catching up on one of the. Can I say the show I've been watching? Are we allowed? Like, what are the rules now? I watched that.
You can say it, but if it's on certain networks, we can't play a trailer for it.
Oh, okay. I've been watching Supernatural. I've been trying to get in that last season.
I haven't seen any of that.
Dude,
I think you'd love it, man.
Just start at the beginning because now it's all out there and you can binge it at your own.
Yeah, you can binge it at your own pace, and you really gotta the early episodes. It's 15 seasons.
Wow, that might take a minute.
Yeah, the early few seasons are probably, I go back and binge it, and they're just my favorite. You know, I like the whole storyline, but those are my favorite. But yeah, I've been watching the Pantry Ghost documentary. I've seen it 4 times all the way through, showing it to other people. Mm-hmm. I finally saw the movie Midsummer, and it was different. It was interesting. They say it's, one of the scariest new horror movies that are out there because it's all filmed during light I think it's in Norway. And you know how the northern countries in like Alaska, you'll have 30 or 60 days of night, but you also have 30, 60, 90 days of sun.
Right.
And some places, well, this was all filmed, the whole horror aspect of it, it was filmed all in the light. But it was basically, and it's basically about this kind of pagan cult that it seems, all good and festive and inclusive when this group of friends gets there, but it turns out to be anything but that. So I don't think it's a good representation of paganism or being Wiccan or in anything in that stream. Like, most people I know and from personal experience don't do what these people did. So obviously it's a horror movie, but, don't look at it for factual, most of the heathens I know don't participate in the kind of things that occurred in this movie. And I can't really say it was scary.
Kind of a slow burn.
Yeah, it was just different. It was odd. And the way they filmed it, it'll trip you out. Especially if you're not necessarily sober. And then there was another movie I watched, and I can't remember what it was, and it was actually pretty good. Let me see. There's a movie about these guys that are friends do a podcast like we do, and it's called The Cleansing Hour. And their lead guy, they do fake exorcisms. It's all fake. It's all staged, right?
Right.
And their lead guy is like a buddy Jesus, like good looking, super. They're selling merch. I mean, people, it's a worldwide phenomenon. People, think he's the Messiah and stuff like that, but they're just two best friends that decided they were going to make this. Well, they have a hiccup with a guest that they're going to have on, and they're going to have to cancel the show for the day. So the sound guy, the producer, their ringmaster, says, well, let's just use my girlfriend because she went to Juilliard or something, to an acting school. And they said, well, let's just use her. She can pull this off. Well, it turns out that she's actually possessed, and it turns into a real possession. Sweet. And everybody's shit comes out, and it's real uncomfortable, a little cheesy at times, but the gist of it's pretty interesting. So other than that, I've been watching Boogeymen on a streaming show that goes over every kind of urban legend and American myth and international myths and stuff like that. They got a lot of water monsters on there, which
There are, yeah.
kind of bug me. They're all the same, but
Yeah,
I like.
every locale kind of has one.
Yeah, I'm more into the Goat Man and like the Bray Road Beast and Sasquatch and
Mothman.
Mothman. Yep. I watched a real good one on the Bray Road Beast, which it was specific. It was a documentary, and there's some pretty compelling evidence on that. I'll bring that up next show.
I'm halfway through a Bray Road one on Prime right now.
Are you?
It's pretty good. Did you
Right
guys
on.
see that Bridgewater Triangle one yet?
I did not. I read up a bunch on it, but I have not watched the documentary yet.
So crazy.
What's your info on that? Because that's a big chunk of information.
I love it. My favorite fun fact so far that I have found is that in 1760, the very first documented UFO report came out of the Bridgewater Triangle.
Really?
First American UFO report ever in history,
In
or
the entire world.
in the entire world. Fuck,
First
that's crazy.
UFO report in the entire world sighted directly over Bridgewater Triangle. And then in
That's-
1908, local papers reported another sighting. In 1968, several witnesses saw a large orb floating in trees over Rehoboth, which is really close there too. And in the 70s, they were frequently reported seen by witnesses land along Route 44 in Tauntaun. Even reported by policemen all the way up into 1994. All in the triangle.
Right on. Yeah, we need to do a bit.
Surprised to hear the first UFO sighting was over there.
I think that's one that we all need to dig into and do a quite an extensive show about.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if we went out there this summer and got together and did a live stream, or do like a two-part because I know we're bound to at least get a little something,
Right.
especially if we go in there with our mojo right,
As active as it is, yeah, I would think so. That means I get to see you people in person? Wow.
It does, unfortunately.
Internet.
I'm
I know
joking.
you guys are on the same side of the country and occasionally, like once a decade, get together.
It's
I'm
crazy.
I'm out here in the Midwest. I don't get to see nobody.
It's crazy how fast the time flies by too. Like, you just don't realize that much time goes by. But with the technology that we have these days, it doesn't seem like it's as far apart. Like, but yeah. I think it's we have this triangle. Now I know I went a little bit wackadoo because in the broke era that is December in America, I've been stone cold sober several days.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I start thinking too much. And so these two got bombarded one night. I went crazy like dude on Every Day Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm fucking up the name, but where he's doing the graphs and the tacks and the maps and trying to explain to everybody. But I figured out that there's a triangulation between Mistress V, I, and the Ringmaster in our given areas, and it's an atypical type of. It's not a standard triangle.
Right.
It's a what is it? A seclide or some crap. Anyways, I'm not a geometry person, but the interesting thing is the point. No matter how you cut it, no matter what tack you remove, there is only like 1,910 miles in either direction, give or take 21 miles. Then that's in a straight line, but that's even with the hills and curves and mountain passes and everything else.
Going over the river and through the woods.
Yep, and the longitude lines up. The all the numbers, if you calculate them down, I calculated them down with math, and it was pretty interesting stuff. So I know that we have a triangle of mojo, and if we have our mojo right and we take that with us to these places, we'll definitely get something. If our mojo is wrong, we're definitely going to get something.
We're all gonna die.
I want, but yeah, it would be interesting to check that place out and some others too. There's some local places. There's a really old cemetery nearby, and in the winter time, I find cemeteries to be beautiful anyways. But during the winter, it's just crazy, and they have some very old sections, some pioneer sections from when people first started pushing into Idaho. And on the East Coast, we're young out here as far as burial plots go and hauntings and stuff like that. But you also take all the energy with it, those people coming over here. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's grizzly bears and cougars and Canadian timber wolves, and gray wolves everywhere. The Lewis and Clark Trail is, there's a college here, that's the Lewis and Clark State College. Those guys have drawings and written history of being their snow up to their horses midsection, getting trapped in the snow, and the wolves being so big and nasty, just coming out and start eating the friggin' horses while people are still on horseback, and you shoot the thing once and you don't put it down. So all that energy, wolf. Yeah. And then plus you had the Western frontier Native American tribes were not nice people. They weren't nice to each other, and they definitely weren't nice to Caucasians pushing across their land. And there was a lot of bad shit went down between people out here. So there's a lot of energy that comes with that. So, and no offense to Native Americans, I'm just speaking the truth. The tribal warfare between them, my wife's Native American, the tribal warfare between different tribes and stuff like that was pretty brutal. It was a brutal life anyways. Hard winters. You didn't have enough food. You didn't have enough pelts. You didn't have enough stuff accrued, and you didn't have fire, and somebody else had it. Well, we're either going to bargain and you're going to give us some, or we're going to take some. And some groups also, when the spoils of war wasn't just material, it was other people. And that's just the way it was. That's how most cultures were for a long time. So nobody get upset. Nobody get mad.
Right.
Don't piss on them.
Don't destroy our show over it.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I'm going to go check that out. But what else you got, Val? Heard you got a penis to show us?
Oh, I do. The ringmaster has my dick pic for the day.
Dick pic of the day.
Okay.
Wow, that thing is huge.
That's my little 5-pound dog. As you can see, she's tired of my fucking shit.
Terrified of that massive wang.
She's
Yeah, what are you going to be doing with that?
that is already in possession of its new parent. I feel like that's more than a creation. I think there's a life in there. So it's been adopted.
Is it imbued with natural scents and fluids?
I do rub them down a little bit with a dryer sheet so they're fresh.
Right, a dryer sheet.
Yeah, dude. I get the I douse downy, like to rub it down a little bit.
Your dog really is like, you motherfucker.
So
she's like why you gotta be like this?
is the base weighted so that it stands up on its own?
No. It's like a really big, firm neck pillow. I put a lot of stuffing in there. I probably double stuff it.
That's what she said.
The whole thing, like if you were to measure from like the the tip of the head to the back, the furthest part of the balls there, it's probably a good 3 feet long. Like it's pretty big. Like just the head and shaft is probably 2 feet.
There was a time where I thought something like that wouldn't possibly fit into regular human being. But thanks to shout out to my friend Chris Carlson and Rob Rhodes. According to the things that they send me in Messenger, apparently it is possible. So I just want to thank you guys for that.
So awesome.
Wow.
So that
Nice.
little likes to hump stuffed animals. So it's actually, I think what she was really doing is waiting to see if I wasn't looking, so that she could lay claim to it.
Get on it. Well, nice cock, Val.
And she's gonna lay her own personal stink on it.
I am to please. I make it out of a fabric, which, since you guys are dudes, and this might not mean anything, but it's called minky. It's very soft, so I call them minky dinks.
Minky dinks. You better patent that shit.
I need to.
We had a chow when I was a kid, and we called it the curl paw syndrome, because me and my brothers would be wrestling, fucking around, and we had our stuffed animals in our room, and that chow would get a hold of the stuffed animals, try to get a hold of us. Hunt my brother Steve one time pretty bad. It was traumatizing.
Poor Steve.
And they're trying to get it away from him and stuff like that. I mean, Steve was clothed, but there was an excretion that occurred, and it was absolutely traumatizing. I will never. And he's screaming, and AJ's curled up in a ball, crying. Get it off, man! Get it off!
It was
then
trying
blammy, then blammy, and we were like, "Ow!" And
Did the dog roll over and light a cigarette?
no, but it was found shot in the woods a week later. So,
Take my manhood, will ya?
yep. Oh, well, it wasn't any of us, but we were like, "Where's the dog?" And my uncle's like, "I don't know. Must have ran off." But yeah, it
Wow.
didn't end well. Anyways, childhood trauma with Dan.
We should make that a regular segment.
We should. I love how quiet our producer gets sometimes. I can hear the gears grinding in the ringmaster's head, just like monitoring, like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Like, wait, we're still here.
Yep. We're still on. We're still alive.
Not in the program notes, man.
No. You did make another cool. No, just to change the subject away from the bestiality we've somehow veered into. Mistress V did make another cool craft. This one's a bat hammock.
A rat. Well, I mean, it's a Batman rat hammock.
Has Jim seen that yet, and has his head exploded?
I don't know. He didn't comment on it, but I know he's on it.
Hopefully he sees it.
So this is for a friend's pet rat, and it's for them to lay in.
Yeah, they like in the corners there. If you hang the it's for an animal, like, in a cage. You hang
Little hangers here.
the little hooks up at the top, and those corners are open. It's 2 layers. It's like a hot pocket with little open corners.
Oh, so they can get inside of it.
Yeah, they can be in it or on it. I
But-
make all the rats.
But they do eat it eventually.
Yeah, they like to chew shit up, or pull stuffing out of things or whatever. So every once in a while, you just have to make new ones.
Nice.
About every other month, I got to make new ones for my rats, because I make them out of fleece, and they, how small burrowing creatures like to tear shit up and fluff it and make little, piles of bedding.
Oh yeah. I had a pet rat for a little while.
They're super
Nasty
cute.
little creature, actually.
I have a small horde of 7 now.
Oh, mine kind of, talk about childhood traumas. I had mine when I was younger, and I had a couple of them, a male and a female, and she had puppies. I guess, is that what you would call them? And anyway, she
Britons, like
Britons?
Britons.
That makes sense.
All I know is one day there was 4, and I got home from school and there was none.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think Daddy ate them.
It happens.
Yeah, Then they both ended up. I was a kid, not paying much attention. They got out of their cages and started running around the house and never did. I found the male a few months later. Well, I found what was left of him.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had chewed through a brick wall in the basement.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
It's amazing what those things are capable of.
I had no idea they could chew through a cinder block. And he was laying dead on the other side. He made it through, But apparently they're not real bright because there was a door opening, 4 feet away.
Maybe got a hold of something and just went rat shit crazy.
Rat shit crazy. Yeah. That kind of traumatized me. I was downstairs playing in the basement and I come across him.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it's not a good idea to spray Raid bug killer around parakeets either.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, my grandma was gonna kill a spider, and shortly thereafter my parakeet disappeared.
Oh god.
Did they replace it with one that looked just like it?
No, they got to a point with me because, as you guys know, I'm pretty persistent, and if I get my teeth into something, I can get pretty obsessive. And they got to a point with me, like one more. So it was Easter, and I woke up, of course, at like 5:30 in the morning, and the Easter bunny hadn't come yet. I think it was about 5 or 6. And I woke up my grandma, like, Grandma, the Easter bunny didn't come. And she's like, oh, he'll get here. He's just running a little late. So let me go back to sleep. Okay. And so I wake up a couple hours later. Easter bunny hadn't come. Same thing. Like 10:30. It's super bright outside. Easter bunny still hasn't come. I wake up my grandma. She's like, oh, for God's sakes, there's no fucking Easter bunny, don't you? And so that's pretty much how I learned about most things. The whole story about my birds not adding up. So what did you say happened again? And finally, it's like, you little fuck. I killed it. I sprayed Raid in the house and didn't open the window, and your bird died.
Aww.
And that's life, son. So.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be bug killer. When they had to put we built this house a few years ago, and it's a modular, so it was built in a factory, and delivered in the dead of winter that year. 6-7 years ago now, when we had the polar vortex that everybody was talking about, where it was -4 here. It was -40 for like 2 weeks straight. It was horrible, and the missus and I were living in a camper while they were building our house. And they put our house in, and a couple weeks later got the gas turned on and turned on the heat. All the flooring buckled, all the vinyl floor. I mean, man, it was rippled because it had stretched out from the cold, or contracted from the cold. When they applied the heat, everything just so nice enough, they put in that the fake wood floors for us. Well, it took them a while to get around to doing that. We'd moved in and had our fish in the fish tank, and they were cutting the flooring in there, and the sawdust from them cutting killed my fish.
Yeah.
And I was bummed, dude. Those fish lasted in the camper with us. They actually went into hibernation. Where I had them, we've got a Class C, which is the van with the camper on the back, and I had them stuck in a little like 3 gallon. It's back here somewhere. A little 3 gallon freaking fish tank. The water was so cold, it actually was like 36 degrees, and it was wild because the fish just went into hibernation. They were just like
sleep.
Frozen there. Yeah, they weren't eating or anything. Okay, that's
Poor
fine.
guys probably thought the sawdust was food.
Probably, yeah, but
that sucks.
Yeah, I was sad about that.
Did you eat them?
Oh no.
Well, I got to give a shout out to my bros, even though me and Steve aren't talking right now. There's never a time in history where all three of us are speaking to one another. It's a cycle. But we got political and got into it. But anyways, that's a different story. But if it wasn't for those two, most people in the world wouldn't believe half the shit that comes out of my mouth. But they were there. They saw it. We all survived it together. So I got to give a shout out to them. Some people just don't understand things about that.
I got a movie I watched last night. I'm gonna change the subject because we're damn man, we're already 2/3 through the show already.
Time's going fast today.
Yeah, it is. I watched a movie. I wasn't planning on watching it, but I ended up seeing it. It's that Alive, that Korean movie. Have you guys seen this thing?
I've seen the trailer for it. Yeah.
I watched that last night. I had damn zombie horde dreams this morning.
That's awesome.
This thing actually gave me bad dreams. I was, it was amazing. But you can find this on Netflix. The only trailer I could find has the Korean language on it, but it does have English subtitles. It is on Netflix right now with English dub.
Okay.
So I don't know how you guys are, but I cannot watch a foreign film because I end up watching the damn subtitles and I miss half the movie.
I usually have to watch it a couple times.
Yeah. But I've been wanting to see Pan's Labyrinth for years, but I've never come across an English dub version of it. Is it good?
Well, a movie you would really enjoy, Ringmaster, that has subtitles, unfortunately, is The Passion of the Christ. I know it's in Aramaic and Hebrew and Greek.
Isn't that the one that what's his
Mel
name
Gibson?
Did? Yeah, Gibson did.
Yeah.
And it's not in English?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. Not a single word.
Really?
No.
I'd never watch it then. But I want to show you for those of you that haven't heard of Alive. I want to show you the trailer for it. It's pretty good. The zombies were interesting.
Were they Korean rooftop zombies?
I was gonna say, are they fast or slow zombies?
They are fast zombies. Well, there's some of each.
Is there?
Some of them are totally stupid and just kind of walk around, boom, boom, bumping their heads into shit. But other ones are pretty smart and they figure out how to open doors and and they're damn bloodthirsty beasts, man. Check out this trailer.
우리 직장에서 빠르게 확산되는 전염 양상에 주요 도시들은 이미 통제가 불가능한
아버지 사무실에 와 있어. 그래? 꼭 식사 하지 말고.
여보세요? 아무도 없어요? 우리 진짜 살 수 있을까요?
꼭 살아요. 우리 같이 살자고. 준비됐어?
갈게. 지금 가요.
Good enough to give you nightmares, huh?
It was, dude. Seriously, them zombies, they don't quit. They were after them.
You know what? That is actually just live footage of Wuhan, China, when the plague originally broke out.
Yeah. But this movie is based off of it's actually based off of an English book. Hang on, I got all involved in watching that. I didn't pull up my notes on it. But it was pretty good. Most of it revolves around that blonde-haired guy, and he's a gamer blogger, you know, and his parents leave, and he wakes up, and there's all this crazy stuff going on. It revolves around him being in the apartment all by himself, and then you saw he finds out that there's a girl in the apartment building across from him, and they try to survive together. And a big part of it is just her trying to get over to him, you know. And it was very good. I liked it. It kept me on my seat, kept me awake. Hey, that's a good thing.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. It's called It's hashtag Alive is what it's called. There is other Alive movies out there, but it came out in 2020. It was released in South Korea back in June, but Netflix released it globally in September. So check that one out before it's gone. It was based on a 2019 script called Alone by Matt Naylor, and then they adapted it over to the Korean version.
Well, that's pretty cool. I have to check it out, and I'll segue that to the greatest vampire movie of all time vote off bracket. And the reason it reminds me of that is because I know people think I'm a snob about books and movie adaptations and stuff like that. But a shout out for one of the greatest vampire stories ever written. One of my favorite books was I Am Legend. I Am Legend is not about zombies. The book was not about zombies. It was about vampires. And it was written by Richard Matheson in 1953, believe it or not. But it's a classic. Now, the movie was great. I liked the movie. I'm just saying it wasn't about vampires. It was about zombies. So I can't put that on the greatest vampire movie vote off of all time. But I can provide you with the updated brackets. And this is what I've come up with. So to recap, in the first round, the Lost Boys beat Fright Night. Bram Stoker's Dracula beat 30 Days of Night. Underworld beat the Twilight Saga. Blade versus beat the From Dusk Till Dawn. Interview with the Vampire beat John Carpenter's Vampires. Van Helsing beat Let Me In. And Queen of the Dam lost to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And Salem's Lot beat Vamp. So what I did was I set up a second round that was the first round losers versing each other in a runoff. So the first one we had was Fright Night versus the Twilight Saga, which Fright Night decimated the Twilight Saga, and we never have to talk about Twilight again.
Yay!
On that. Yeah, I just had to do it for posterity, you know. So next up will be 30 Days of Night versus Vamp. After that will be From Dusk Till Dawn versus Queen of the Dam. And Let Me In versus John Carpenter's Vampire. And the way that's going to work is the losers from the first round that versed each other, the winners out of that. In the third round, the Lost Boys will go up against the winner with the most votes from the second round. Bram Stoker's Dracula will go up the winner with the second most votes from the second round. Interview with the Vampire will go up against the winner with the third most votes from the second round, and Blade will go up against the winner with the fourth most votes from the second round. And then after that, it's Underworld versus Bordello of Blood. There you go, Ringmaster. Van Helsing versus Dracula 2000. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter versus Dracula Untold. And Salem's Lot versus the Vampire's Assistant. And that will...
I want to see Dracula Dead and Loving It on the list.
Okay, we'll throw that into the fourth round. Because I want to get
Have you seen that one?
I have. It's got Leslie Nielsen in it, doesn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Leslie Nielsen fan.
Well, we can get Once Bitten.
Vampire in Brooklyn?
Vampire in Brooklyn.
What's that one with the girls in it? Vamps?
I think it's called something else. Because Vamp has a lot of females in it. It's got Grace Jones, who's an Amazon woman.
This one's the blonde girl. Crap.
The blonde girl.
The blonde girl that was in.
Well, there's lots of vampire movies to put out there, and we'll let the people vote. I just figured if I put out something out there like Nosferatu or something like that, most people are going to be like, "What's that?
Yeah,
what's that about?" But
if you haven't seen Nosferatu and you can't call yourself a horror fan.
Well, and then there's the Shadow of the Vampire, which they made about the movie Nosferatu. That John Lithgow plays the vampire in it, and it turns out he's a real vampire, and it's a really cool movie. But this is like most people, and it's like Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. I thought it was pretty entertaining, but I honestly feel like, and I want to say this too, I might alter the third round bracket, because if Fright Night gets the most votes out of the second round losers, it's going to be them up against the Lost Boys again, and we already did that in the first round. Now, if it comes down to them and the Lost Boys, for the ultimate championship, then that's fine. But we are going to promote that one because I want as many people to see it as possible, because they both did well against each other. But in the final few days, Lost Boys just pulled out way ahead. And I think Fright Night, I know a guy who said that he felt like the vote was rigged and demanded a recount. So, he's a Fright Night enthusiast.
So yeah, if you are watching our little show here, make sure and get on the page, scroll down and find our most recent poll, and hop on, throw your vote in there.
Yeah, right now it's the Fright Night versus Twilight Saga. I'll update it and pin it to the top of the page today. But
I was gonna say that's a no-brainer there. The vamps I was talking about, I just pulled it up. 2012, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I was talking about. That's a pretty good one. I always like the funny,
And it's called Vamps.
It is called Vamps. Yeah. Yep,
We're gonna do
2012.
We're gonna do a werewolf bracket too.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
And just a regular. Well, you know what I think is going to be super popular is when we get to. Yeah, we can do that because people are very picky about their zombie movies. But
well, there's so many different types.
What I think's going to be the biggest one is when we start pitting Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger and Jeepers Creepers and the Ghostface. We're going to get people are going to really enjoy that one, I think. So.
Yeah, and there's some hardcore fans, for each of those, and they're adamant about it.
I can't. My two lovers are Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and I just want to be the meat in that murder sandwich because I can't. I've never been able to decide. I think if somebody put me in a sleeping bag and beat me up against a tree with it, I would probably have to pick Jason. But I do love the Halloween franchise a lot, and it's not a choice that I want to have to make.
All right. Well, see, I've tried to watch each of them. I could not get into Halloween. I just couldn't do it. I'm
the original one.
Yeah, I watched it. It was okay.
Well, the 78 one, yeah, it's not a scary movie. It's fun for its time, and it's fun tradition to watch it during Halloween for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want one that's going to, and I know like O'Braki and a lot of people say it's sacrilegious to bring up the Rob Zombie ones. If you want to be,
if you want to call out O'Braki like that,
because he's very passionate about it.
Yeah,
and he even, you could tell with the body language when he flipped that luxurious hair, he was just like, no Rob Zombie. But no, if you want to be disturbed by a Halloween movie, watch Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one. It will bother you. I promise you.
Me personally, I've always been a Freddy guy. Again, I like the humorous more stuff, and Freddy's just, Freddy cracks me up, man. Some of the lines he comes up with, and
Well, and yeah, I think if you get into Friday the 13th from like the third one through the sixth one, you'll get some of that humor, and you got just enough cheese, and plus there's a lot of TNA in it, a lot of boobies bouncing around. And
I think that's a requirement for any good horror movie.
It is, and it should be a requirement for most things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
looking at you, V.
Yeah.
I'm always of that same sort of frame of mind. There needs to be more TNA and all the things.
Well, people always ask me like, oh, or I hear people, and I don't watch my little kids watch horror movies, or gratuitous sex scenes and anything. But when it comes to my older kids, are like, oh, I mean, they have the internet, they go to school, they're in middle school, which you hear everything there. Right. I remember what I heard in middle school 800 years ago, and I can only imagine what they hear now. But people always ask, they'd be like, oh, well, I don't let my kids watch horror movies, or I don't let my kids watch sex scenes. What would you rather? Would you rather your children see a scene in a movie, not pornography, but a sex scene or a love scene in a movie between two consenting adults that are expressing physical love? Like, I don't let my kids watch that sex scene, but, I'll let them fucking murder 800 people online in a video game.
Right.
And, and blow shit up and let them watch, Right. I'd rather my kids watch, love scenes in a movie than violence, to be honest with you.
The kids are barely, I mean, I know that, kids see everything, sure, but kids aren't paying as much attention in those moments as a lot of people think. When kids are paying attention? When you're fighting in the kitchen with your spouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
When shit's, when tension is high, when shit is,
yeah, or,
ever seeing weird shit on the TV when I was growing up. I remember when my parents fought. You know what I mean?
Or when you have 7 kids and not a very big house, and you and your wife think that you have some alone time at once, and one of them gets loose, and you feel this strange presence, and you look over, and there's this face just like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing to my mom?
Yeah, that sucks.
Hopefully they just don't remember.
I've only got one, and I've experienced that.
Yeah.
You get all finished. Mommy, I'm thirsty. Oh, fuck, where'd he come from?
There's no Easter Bunny, right? Where do you think you guys come from? The Easter Bunny? The Easter Bunny, and I know this is a bit of a tangent, and way off topic, but this is just how my brain works. The thought of the Easter Bunny is actually very odd. I'm thinking you're talking about a rabbit that's over 6 feet tall that breaks into your house at night and poops out eggs and hides your shit. You really want that? If you really ran into that,
it'd be terrifying.
Would it be magical? Yeah.
No. Yeah. And the eggs would be covered in poop.
Yeah.
Listen, a mammal laying eggs is not as magical as you'd think. They should just make it a platypus then. For the Easter animal should be a platypus.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying, imagine
he's like venomous.
Right?
Venomous also. Like, he's like the Krampus of Easter.
Well, I would imagine that the Easter Bunny probably has to have some kind of defensive, attributes to its existence. And imagine a rabbit the size of the ringmaster in your house in the middle of the night hiding shit and like watching you while you sleep, pooping out eggs.
Well, and the other,
God knows what else they're doing.
Ooh, and you'd step in that in the morning.
Easter Bunny's probably female then?
I don't know.
Is Easter Bunny married to a duck? How is it having eggs?
Maybe Easter Bunny is a hermaphroditic,
like an
eternal entity. Yeah, maybe it's like an earthworm.
Okay, well, Easter's coming up, Cyclotron, so that's...
We got homework now.
Yeah, you got homework. I want to know the origins of when the Easter Bunny story came about, and
that's thousands of years, thousands and thousands of years ago.
It is. That's an old.
I believe that probably Celtic in origin, I would imagine. But
I
well,
do want to, since we're almost out of time, I do want to cover a little bit of news here real quick, because I think that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Do what we want.
Yeah, we do what we want, you know. And I'll post some of this stuff to the page here. I do got a little bit of news. Just announced that for our Stranger Things fans, they did promise us season 4. They didn't say when yet because of the plague. You know, nobody really knows, but they have confirmed Robert Englund is joining the cast permanently for season 4. He did have a bit part in season 3. His character will be back, so that's awesome to know. A couple from the rumor mill, because if I found it on the internet, it's got to be true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is reportedly still wants to make a new Mask movie. And I would like to see that. Of course, with Christmas. Do what?
I have reservations about that.
Why?
Think about if The Mask or either of the Ace Ventura movies was made now, they wouldn't be nearly as fucking funny because
and he's changed to his outlook on things.
All of that shit that was funny then, like how much of that would they be allowed to build upon for a movie coming out now? Could you there's no use to make an Ace Ventura movie for now.
Have Ryan Reynolds be the director on it, because somehow he is the only one that is managing to keep those types of movies and comedy alive, and it's a smash hit. Even though it's for Disney now, he's going to be in charge of the third Deadpool, have full creative control, because he said, if you try to make this not R-rated, I'm going to fucking blow a fucking cork.
Yeah, I saw that where they were trying to get a PG-13 rating on it, and Reynolds said no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I am the franchise. So have him direct the new Mask.
And that would work, because Carrey admitted that he would do it if a suitably talented filmmaker was involved. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we get Reynolds involved with that. You guys ever see The Mask 2?
I hope I get a shout out when that happens, because it was my idea.
Hell yes.
Yeah, Mask 2 was horrible.
No, I stopped. My issue with Jim Carrey was when, what was it? The Superbad movies, when there was the high school kids that turned superhero.
Right.
Ultra violent, very hilarious. But then he went on this anti-gun tangent about it, and it's like, dude, you're in movies where you're fucking, killing little kids.
Right.
They just shut the fuck up and act for me, monkey. Nobody fucking cares about your opinion. Entertain me. That's what you get paid for. Not to say that actors' opinions aren't valid, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, but when they take that platform, that's what I've seen every Avengers movie just because I had to see it, but it pissed me off so bad when they all got into the political shit and started using their platform to reach millions and millions of people and influence them on that. I just want to watch a fucking movie. I don't care. I watch movies to escape this shit. That's why I like horror. Mm-hmm. But the new wave horror, like Sabrina and stuff like that, they're getting into the shit too. And I turn it off immediately. Yeah. No matter how good the show is, no matter how cool the storyline is, I'm done. I don't want to fucking hear it.
No, and that's why people go watch movies, to escape reality, to forget about all this shit for a while.
Yeah.
And I agree. There's a lot of times where an artist, whether it's a musician, an actor, whatever, they get up on that political soapbox and they lose fans.
Well, and it's even if I agree with them, even if I agree with their point of view, it pisses me off, because I don't want to fucking hear it. I hear it all the time, day in, day out. You can't turn on the TV or the internet and get on the interwebs without hearing about all this shit constantly, and everything has become that's
considered news nowadays.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's just it's so ridiculous. I get tired of it. Now they come out and they say that Marvel says that Star-Lord is actually a non-binary pansexual intergalactic just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. And you know that's not going to happen. You can say that in the fucking comic books all you want to, but you know that's not going to happen in the fucking in volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. You try to pull that shit. You try to pull that shit, and it's fucking over. They're already talking.
Who is
about
that? Is that Pratt?
Chris Pratt. Yeah. And you know what? It's a slight to him because we know what type of guy he is. We know what kind of views he has, and he's very polite about it. Right. He's very, very diplomatic about it, not aggressive. And that's cool. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem with anybody having different types of views or beliefs or whatever they want to believe in is their choice. This is fucking America, kinda, still. But if you try to put that shit out, and they're trying to push him out, even though it's just the Marvel comic books saying that, and then it's never going to happen in the movie, they're still trying. It's a slight to him because people don't like his personal views on things because he's a Christian, but he's not an asshole about it like a lot of Christians are. And that's right. I just insulted a bunch of people, but you know, it's fucking true. So the thing is they're already trying to get rid of Brie Larson. Apparently Disney and Marvel are not on good terms with her because of her fucking stupid bullshit and the things that she says when she's in interviews.
Right.
And they even tried to fix her image and make her more appealing to people, and it came off as even more fake. So she might be gone.
Really?
After Captain Marvel 2. Yeah. Well, fucking who wants Miss Flatbutt in there anyways? Get a woman with some ass in that fucking suit. When Chris Hemsworth has a nicer ass than you in a costume, there's a problem, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I really want to see that new Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is sexy as hell.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm a DC.
I think they did a perfect job in casting.
I'm a DC guy, anyways. I can't stand Marvel fans, and I can't, as a diehard Star Wars fan, I can't stand most Star Wars fans. They're toxic and annoying as fuck.
I have a tiny review. I could do a tiny review. I actually went and saw that on Christmas night.
Oh, you did?
That was the one thing I did, and I kind of forgot because, you know.
What?
She forgets about the show until about 12:45.
True.
When I start texting, "Hey guys, let's go."
It was pretty good. There was nothing. They didn't really do any political sneaky shit. It was entertaining. It wasn't as fast as you guys probably would like. It kind of felt like a chick flick, like not like 3/4 chick flick, but it was good.
I prefer DC to Marvel, comic book wise, character wise, movie wise. I love the movies. Superman versus Batman. I fucking love that movie, especially the director's cut. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Is fucking Marvel fans.
Yeah, it was all right. I think it's worth watching. It's probably not. I haven't read any of the reviews. I feel like it's going to get some weak reviews.
Really?
People have such high expectations of superhero movies now.
Mm-hmm.
With all the ridiculous amounts of action. The action was okay. The story was good.
Well, especially with DC. Like, as soon as Zack Snyder and stuff like that had to leave a lot of it because his daughter passed away, it started to... They hurt themselves. So now they're trying to do the reboot with the Batman, which I wasn't going to give Ben Affleck a chance, and I did, and I'm glad I did because I actually like his Batman the best. But I thought, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. Now with Robert Pattinson, I'm just like, oh.
Pattinson is the new Batman.
Yes, Edward Cullen from Twilight is the new Batman. Preview's not bad, though.
Yeah, well.
But we'll see.
Speaking of Batman,
but
watch
our
credits on Wonder Woman.
Right. Our big Bat fan, Mr. Schoberg, for those of you that are watching, he's going to be joining us coming up on the 24th. They've got a new live reading of their play that they're doing, and they're going to come on to promote it. I can't wait to see that. I really want to get out. James works out of Pennsylvania. He doesn't record any of his stuff, which I understand. He's a playwright. He believes theater should be we've discussed this.
He's a super creative guy.
He is, and he believes theater should be experienced in person. Unfortunately, you live in a small town in Pennsylvania where not a lot of people are going to see it.
And the plague.
Yeah, and the plague is just absolutely killed. I mean, he was. This year was their 20th anniversary of the Rage of the Stage Players, and they didn't get to do any of the stuff they did. We did get to bring him together with Chris Sarandon and those. He did the Fright Night stage play adaptation, and on another channel we got to discuss that with him. Got to interview Sarandon and Jonathan Stark, and brought all his actors and them together. I thought that was awesome. I had a great time with that.
One of the coolest experiences of my life.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm surprised as hell I pulled that off, guys. I'll tell you what.
Oh no, you didn't, Ringmaster.
I did. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Yeah, I know.
No. Yeah, man. No, that was awesome. I wish, hopefully one day we'll get a chance to talk to those gentlemen again, as well. And I know with Jim Schoberg coming on, we're going to have like an extravagant. We're going to have like 9 people on. We got to get the premium package for that. So it's going to be
have to upgrade
big
our shit.
show. Should probably go about 2 hours on that one. Yeah. And you know what's awesome, Jim, is you're actually going to get to talk this time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a word in edgewise too.
So we've got him set up for the 24th, and also on March 21st, they're doing a live reading for his Winnie the Pooh and the 7 Deadly Sins play that he's done. And then Sunday, May 16th, they're doing Oliver Twisted.
Ooh.
So we're going to have him come back for that. I love the stuff Jim does. I'm telling you guys, if I lived out by this guy, I'd be working with him right now.
Well, when all this horse shit blows over with COVID-19 and stuff like that, and the vaccine makes us all healthy people, we can go and I would love. I think it would be great to all get together and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, my plan is, because since he's out there in PA, is I'm going to schedule a amusement park trip around him. So when he is actually doing a play, we're going to go out there, hit his play, and then we can hit Hershey Park and Kennywood while we're out that way.
I say we get dressed up in Batman costumes and Harlequin costumes and surprise him.
I'll be Daddy's little monster.
Yeah, I'll be Fat Man.
A couple. We're getting close on time. I got a couple more news events I want to cover real quick. For those of you that have Netflix and enjoyed Adam Sandler's movie, that Hubie Halloween, they are already in early development of making Hubie Halloween 2.
Awesome. That was fun.
It was a great movie. Yeah. A lot of people bashed on Sandler about it, but of course it's the same character. It's the water boy. Who cares?
Guess what? I'm a fucking billionaire, and I make the movies that I want, that my fans want.
And people are going to watch it, man. I thought it was great. More power to Sandler. Keep it up. He hasn't turned into a total douche like some of these big people have.
The best thing about him is that he told his friends that if he ever made it, he would bring them in. Now they're in every movie. That's why you see the same characters. So fucking what? You don't watch it then. It's not going to take any money out of his checkbook. I mean, fucking.
He even talked Buscemi into coming back out. Mm-hmm. Steve officially kind of retired, But
Yeah.
you know, Adam said, "Hey, come on, man! I want you to do a bit part in this movie," and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing for our Bruce Campbell fans, they already wrapped up filming. I just saw today. Bruce Campbell and Devon Sawa, if you guys remember him from the Final Destination movies, Idle Hands,
Yep.
they just wrapped up a movie called Black Friday. That looks pretty interesting.
That should be pretty good.
It does. And it's got Michael J. White in it. It's set on the busiest shopping night of the year. The story follows a group of disgruntled toy store employees who have to defend themselves from legions of holiday shoppers when a mysterious alien parasite sends them on a murderous rampage.
So that means we're gonna get to watch a bunch of fucking obnoxious assholes get murdered, like we all want to see in real life.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
But it just started shooting in mid-November in Boston, and I saw just today, that they wrapped up filming. And the cool thing they did is, I don't know when this happened, but all the toys and stuff they had for props from the movie, they gave to people. They had this big setup, and they just said, "Go and grab what you want." I thought that was really cool. A couple other interesting things. They're still trying to keep alive the hope of a Killer Clowns from Outer Space sequel.
That would be amazing. As long as they get it close to the with the theatrics and the special effects of the first one.
What do you guys think of like Rob Zombie doing that one?
That would be fun.
Right?
It would be fun, but this is the Chiodo brothers, the guys that did the first one.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good. Even better.
They still want to do it. The ball is entirely in MGM's court, they say, because they control the rights to it. But Netflix could prove to be the saving grace there. The Chiodo brothers, after all, just released a new stop-motion holiday special called Alien Xmas. You can check that one out on Netflix. So, see what else they got and see what they've been up to. But yeah, we would all like to see that. I also see that there's a new Poltergeist movie reportedly in development.
It better be better than the last remake that they did. That's all I got to say.
I did not see that remake. I actually just learned about that when I was doing the story for this one.
Kind of one you shouldn't have touched.
That got rebooted in 2015.
Yeah.
But was dismissed as little more than a homage to the original.
Pretty much, and it wasn't anywhere near as good.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that. And I had one other story I really wanted to touch on here real quick, and now I can't find it.
I want to touch on you.
I bet you do. Ridley Scott has confirmed a new Alien movie is in the works. For all you Alien fans out there.
Excellent.
That would be awesome. We'll have to see if Sigourney Weaver's up for that.
She better be. Ridley's got to be.
Ripley.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
Ridley Scott and Ripley.
Ripley. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got one trailer I really want to show you guys. I saw this movie at a film festival I went to. The Midwest Horror Fest is right here in Indiana, down in Logansport, put on by some friends I made, actually, while doing some research for another show. And went down, and this movie is called To Your Last Death. It's on Amazon Prime right now. You could find it other places, but I'm encouraging people to watch it on Amazon Prime strictly because the guys that made it get credit for it if you watch it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
They're trying to get worldwide distribution for it now. It's been doing the horror movie circuit as much as it was this year. But this is an animated horror movie. and it's got Bill Moseley in it. Mosley, Otis from the Rob Zombie movies is in it.
That was his last film, wasn't it?
His most recent
No.
one.
Yeah, because we're talking about the guy that plays. He passed away.
Oh
recently. Maybe it's
no, not Sid.
different guy.
Not Sid Haig.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
Otis, the crazy white-haired, the
Long-haired,
main character. Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
in it. Bill Shatner is in this thing. Yeah, a lot of cool people, and this one really grabbed my attention. At the movie festival, it was the only thing that I sat and watched the entire thing of. But I think you guys ought to check out this trailer if I can get it to play and not jump at the same time.
What is this about?
Pronouncing your sentences.
They killed my family! They killed them all!
Poor Miriam DeKalb, survivor of a horror so dark
Those
and
knockers.
deep, it ripped her world to shreds.
What if you knew then what you know now?
What?
There's only one way for your siblings to survive this, and that's for you to go back and save them.
This is crazy!
Let's begin.
This time, the odds will be even, because you'll have an edge. You'll have foreknowledge.
We can't get out. Elevators don't work and the staircase is locked.
Screaming might not be the best idea. There are people hunting you.
That metal tray mounted in front of you is attached to a scale, which in turn is connected to a timer.
Daddy!
Whoa.
Dude.
Game continues. She's not leaving the arena.
You turned on me. Turned on me!
Such pretty eyes, like my Bethany. Wanna see?
Hell is empty, and the devils are here.
I just love
Time to
this
run.
movie. The way
You
it's
really
animated.
need to run when I tell you to.
Yeah, it's different though. That's cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a graphic novel. The way it's animated, the story is fantastic. The main character there, obviously, she is given the chance to rewind time and make decisions to try and save her family because her father wants to kill off all of her and her siblings for destroying his company. Oh, really good movie. If you could find this thing, like I said, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called To Your Last Death. Really fantastic movie. Get out and support this independent filmmaker. And the best thing about this is they do want to make it a whole kind of a universe thing. So if we can, if this takes off and it's popular, then we're going to see more of it. So.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna hook up Prime this January.
Yeah, you guys ain't got nothing else to do,
Yep.
we're all just sitting around. Now it is also on Tubi, but if you got Prime, check it out there.
Yeah, I'd like to give credit to the folks who made it.
Yeah, it is an excellent movie. Couple others I'm trying to watch. The 2015 version of Krampus looks really good.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find that yet. I'm gonna have to go to the Entertainment Mart and buy it because I can't find it on any streaming.
I haven't been able to either.
There's a bunch of wannabes, but
yeah, there's like 6 or 7 different Krampus movies. So
yeah,
trying to find the actual right one.
All good in their own right, though. Krampus.
Yeah.
Krampus shit is good. Like, it's a good foundation to build on, kind of no matter what.
Yeah. I was just disappointed because I was looking for the 2015 one. Well, next week we'll have to, since we're over time right now, there's some really interesting paranormal activity that centered around the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And I got interviews from the actress Jennifer Carpenter, who played Emily Rose, and I've got the history of the real Emily Rose. who her name wasn't Emily Rose. That's what they used for the film, though. But
Right.
it was pretty accurate based on events. There's some recordings that are pretty haunting, but there's some things that the actress Jennifer Carpenter experienced while filming. So we'll get into that next week.
Awesome.
Right on.
And in closing, in the spirit of Tupac, I want to say fuck Marvel as a comic book, a fan base, and as a production company. Fuck Star Wars fans that are toxic and argue about Star Wars. And fuck you, Brie Larson, and your disparaging comment about men with your flat ass and your stupid feminist take on a cool superhero. You dumb bitch. All right, that's it. That's all I got, guys.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
Well, too bad. So sad. That's it. That's all. Hope you had a ball, y'all. It's quitting time. That's right. This has been the Three Freaks Circus. Thank you for joining us today. Check out our Facebook page. Get in there. Make a vote for our greatest vampire movie of all time. Leave us some comments. Let us know more about what you want to see, what you want to hear, and you just want us to shut the hell up. Let us know. This has been the Three Freaks Circus. We're out of here.
Make sure to report me to Facebook for my bad words and my insults.
Naughty, naughty. See you guys.